Hey guys, this is RuRoniK95 here. Once again, it is time for my Japanese manga haul video. Once again. Technically, we're getting closer to Christmas now because I know today's Monday, so I wanted to do a video like this as well, particularly because I haven't thought of doing one like this one before. Because even though I have already done my first Japanese manga haul video back a while back as well, but this is going to be a new video, particularly of how I can come across for that accordingly, just to consider it over the fact as well. And so yeah, given the truthful thing is because I have a lot to go through as well. I have 10 of these Japanese manga books that I recently bought as well, especially like these ones as well, because I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 titles. 5 titles. They're all in Japanese, but they're not translated in English. But those are the ones that make a perfect way to have it in your manga collection as well. So just give a little heads up for that. If you haven't seen my video where I did my otaku haul that I did for this holiday season, the link will be in the description down below if you want to check out the link to the video that I did recently as well. So, without any further ado, which is right here, right now, let's dive into the mangas of what I got here that I have got recently. So, this one here I got is these manga books. They're all in Japanese. They're put out by Super Jump Comics Deluxe as well. And this one is none other than Idome Sushi Shorune in Kirara no Shigoto. These are the new manga titles, particularly. These are like $1 each that I bought those for when I got these, like, that were donated to the library, because those were on sale for like $1. The only thing I'm still missing are the first 6 remaining volumes, as well as volumes 1 through 14 and volume 8, as well as volume 16, which I'm thinking that this basically completes the final manga as well. Yeah, most of the stickers on the back that I noticed, they were $7 each that were from Kinokuniya bookstores. Yeah, because I might do a video of manga shopping at Kinokuniya bookstore one of these days, whether I could find a Japanese manga for like $7 as well, like one of these days at one point, just to get the feel of how I'm in the range of how I want to do this as well, because I had to get these ones, apparently, of how I consider in the following of how I wanted to come across for that as well. As I haven't read this manga, but I haven't read Idome Sushi Shourunen Kirara no Shigoto yet, to be honest, but I thought this is all new for me. I mean, this manga is more different than any other manga, which is more different than Food Wars, if I'm not mistaken, because this manga is done by Hayakawa Hikari and Hashimoto Koso as well, because they're like 505 yen on the pricing on there, because I'm thinking that this may be printed in Japan, that's why. When I looked at the back on there, on the spine of these, where it says SJ Jump Comics Deluxe. When I looked at it, I always thought it was some sort of a manga from Shonen Jump, but it wasn't. This is not a Shonen Jump manga. This is actually Super Jump Comics. Well, Super Jump Comics has a majority of how they put out manga like this as well. I mean, they're just basically like masterclass sushi makers of how they made some sushi on that one particularly, because although I have never read this one, but I'm gonna give it a shot as well, particularly because I've heard interesting things about this manga. It's more different than Food Wars or any manga I've ever read before or since as well. Well, it kind of reminds me of Food Wars, but similar as well. In case you're wondering why, despite how considering of how I wanted to do this, it's a showcasing like this as well. I mean, at the end of the pages on there's other titles from other manga from Super Jump Comics, which I noticed, which I'm guessing there's a whole bunch of those other titles from that I really want to pick up at one point, like one of these days at one point, because that'll get you going for how I'm considering of how particularly as well as just to considering how I wanted to do this as well accordingly of how I got this. And another manga that I just got here, and this is the one that I have recently got as a new edition in order to add this in your manga collection, and this one I have right here, and that is my favorite from Yoshihiro Togashi, Yu Yu Hakusho. This is the Dark Tournament arc in this chapter, a volume as well. Well, it's not exactly a chapter, but I got this on sale because this was $6 at a local mom and pop anime specialty stores on here, because they have like a bunch of manga that are in English, like especially like from Dark Horse, some of the older titles like from which we'll get to in just a moment. Particularly, however, there's a lot of Yu Yu Hakusho manga produced, because I noticed there's some of them that are available in English by Viz Media on here, but this one I thought I got my first Yu Yu Hakusho manga in Japanese I bought as well, because this was part of weekly Shueisha Jump Comics, which is more. However, the English ones, it was basically Shonen Jump. Well, this is basically Shueisha, weekly Shueisha Shonen Jump Comics, particularly as well. And I have a couple of the other ones right here on these titles. And another manga that I just picked up recently that I really wanted to get as an addition to be added to the manga collection that I haven't thought of, and this is the one that I have right here that I really wanted to get as well, and that is Urusei Yatsura. This is the 24th volume of the manga as well, and this is in Japanese. This was $6 when I got this recently. I had to buy this one particularly because I'm starting to get a feeling that I'm starting to have a lot of manga in Japanese as well. And this is highly recommended to anyone who ever loves reading manga like this. I'm gonna have a lot of manga books as well. And yeah. So we'll basically giving you the facts. Just to consider how I wanted to come across of how you ever feel for this. You ever want to know how I've been wanting to do these types of reading logs like this as well. Yeah, because I'm basically on the brink of... Because Urusei Yatsura has basically gotten over 34 volumes. However, basically, even though I got... How many were down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 5 down, and only the remaining ones more to go as well. Because I have a feeling I'm starting to pick up the rest of the entire remaining volumes of the Urusei Yatsura manga as well. Because it's great to have another volume of this particular classic from Rumiko Takahashi as well, particularly. Yeah. Because most of that at the end of... They show an ad for a preview for other mangas from Rumiko Takahashi, like Maze Zanikoku and Ranma 1/2. Especially at the end, if you ever own any of the Urusei Yatsura manga books that are translated in Japanese. Because most of these were published in Japan and printed in Japan in 1980 as well. Come to think of it. And what I noticed on the back of this is like 360 yen. Yeah, because it's basically Japanese currency money as well. What I think of it as well. And another Rumiko Takahashi manga that I just picked up recently, though, and this is the one that I wanted to get as well, and that is Ranma 1/2. This is the first time I wanted to get this one. This is volume 29, by the way, because I always wanted to get this manga. And didn't you know that this is part of Shogakukan Comics? Or is it Shonen Sunday Comics? I never knew that. Excuse me. This basically... What I noticed on the back of this price on it is like 379 yen. Wow. It's approximately compared to like 6 US American dollars. Just to spike how the Japanese currency money is more different than the US money currency as well. Yeah, because I can recognize the title in Japanese and the manga author on there. Like if you see this as well. Yeah, because I just like how they put the images of the characters on the spine of the manga as well. This was like $5.95, so I'm guessing that's $6. It's good to get them cheaper, though, because I highly recommend if you can pick these up, because it's going to be sitting in your manga collection that are the new editions as well. And also, if I can do a manga highlights on there, I can start one by doing one with Rumiko Takahashi on there, where I can have these notable manga highlights as well. Because I'm still looking for more titles from Rumiko Takahashi, like Mermaid Saga, which I'm thinking it's available in English, out in English by Viz Signature, as well as Mao and Rine, or Kyokai no Rine, yeah, or Rine, whatever you want to pronounce it. That's one of her later works from Rumiko Takahashi. And also the remaining volumes of Inuyasha. I'm still looking forward to complete all those. As well as Maze Zanikoku and Urusei Yatsura. Because if you don't know Ranma 1/2, well, it's basically like your typical romantic martial arts, romantic comedy type of story, particularly. Much like Urusei Yatsura, it's like a sci-fi romantic comedy story on there. Like boy meets alien girl. But Ranma 1/2 is basically about, the father and son who are training in the in Jun Senkyo, but his father falls into one of those cursed ponds, which makes him become a panda, and then his son basically becomes like who falls into the spring of drowned girl, and he becomes the girl as well. Although there is basically the love triangle between him and the tomboy girl, as many of the other girls who are basically wanting to be the suitors of Ranma Sawatome, unlike most of the other suitors who have the love affection for of who they love particularly. It's sort of a little love triangle, much more different, kind of sort of like Urusei Yatsura in its sort of way. Well, it's pretty much of how the love triangle progresses in most manga as well. And finally, at last, this is the granddaddy of all. Oh, for this kick-ass manga that I got here, and this is Fist of the North Star. Yeah, baby. This is the kick-ass cover on there, because I had to buy this one because I just love the cover of this, despite of how this kicks ass in this one. And if you don't know about the story in Fist of the North Star, it's about where how the world is set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland in the war after they were nuked all over as well, and now the world has been basically surrounded by bandits and marauders who are fighting over others who are searching for clean food or water, and who has put a stop to fight off those bandits and marauders is the man with the 7 scars on his chest himself, martial artist himself, Kenshiro. Basically, he fights off those marauders and bandits with his pressure points by making their bodies' heads explode, and bodies exploded. I mean, this basically, the inspiration on there came from for the character Kenshiro is basically how it's basically a take on Bruce Lee in that one. And this post-apocalyptic wasteland setting, sort of like how it's inspired by the infamous Mad Max franchise movies, especially like the movies like The Road Warrior as well. What can I say? I love this manga in Japanese as well. However, there were originally those original Viz graphic novel editions in English, but this one I bought, it's in Japanese, because why not? Because I had to buy this manga. Because I got this on here, because this was like only $6, which I got this was a deal as well. And yeah, because just consider how he could fight off those bandits by giving those pressure points, by making their heads and bodies explode. Of how gruesome and violent it could be in Fist of the North Star as well. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about as well. Because, however, there is a lot of... However, the Fist of the North Star manga is also available in English by Viz Signature in those hardcovers. The first 5 are out, but this one I got is in Japanese as well. Because I had to buy this manga, because right at the end on here, there's an ad for other mangas that are available in Japanese. Like this one, there's an ad for City Hunter, right, if you noticed on that one. Because I really need to get City Hunter in Japanese, because it's also available from Shueisha Jump Comics. There's also an ad for other titles on there, on the side, fine as well. because I had to get this one as well. Particularly of what I got these as well. I have a feel particularly. However, this comes with, some of them came with these bookmarks. Some of them never came with bookmarks, apparently. Which, I guess it was kind of sticky, if you guess you could note it. Well, it's just how it is as well. Yeah, particularly of how I can come across for that as well. I mean, this makes a perfect way to add this to your manga collection if you've ever been a manga reader as well. As how I wanted to come across for that as well. Because one of these days, I'll pick up the rest of the remaining volumes of Fist of the North Star manga in Japanese one of these days. And I might do a manga review on the original Fist of the North Star manga. Because this has over like 27 or is it 28 volumes of the original manga, if I'm not mistaken. And yet, Fist of the North Star is basically the mainest inspiration for Hirohiko Araki's manga, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, if I'm not mistaken, though. Despite the designs look similar to before, Hirohiko Araki has got the idea to create JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as well. One of these days, I will pick up JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at one point, because I've heard good things about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as well. So now there you have basically of how I wanted to come across, particularly of how I got a lot of these manga books in Japanese. I got 10 of those, and I thought this makes a perfect way to add this to your manga collection, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I got 10 of those. They're in Japanese, not available in English, because why not? Because I had to get these as well, because I have a good proper way to have these added to your manga collection. That's why. So that's pretty much of how I can understand why for that as well. And I have been, from what I learned, likewise, though, as well. Because, however, most mangas that are available in English, in Italian, such as the Fist of the North Star manga, which is also released in Italy under Panini Comics, which is basically the Italian translation of the original Fist of the North Star manga, but it goes under the name Ken il Guerriero. And same goes with Urusei Yatsura manga. It's also goes under the name Lamu la ragazza dello spazio, if I'm not mistaken, also. Because they're not even in English, though. Yeah, aside from Japan and the US, just because there's a lot of them you could find at Yamato Shop or Luca Comics and Games or Romix, especially in the dealer halls as well, which is a lot more different than how I expect. However, but for the English translated editions of Urusei Yatsura and Fist of the North Star that are under Viz signature editions on there, they're now available in English. Urusei Yatsura's got like 13 volumes that are out recently that are in English under Viz signature line. Fist of the North Star has got 5 of these hardcover editions in English that are also released by Viz signature under Viz Media as well. However, there were manga editions of Ranma 1/2, like the older editions on there. There is also the 2-in-1 omnibus edition of Ranma 1/2 manga books as well, if I forgot to mention as well. I'm hoping if Yu Yu Hakusho will ever get like these 19 manga volume complete manga box set. Which that'll be awesome if they ever have a complete manga box set for Yu Yu Hakusho. Just like how they got these complete manga volume box set of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, as well as every other manga volumes complete that are available in those box sets as well. Because that could help you start in order to build your manga collection. If you've ever been a manga collector, that's why. So that's going to be it for my Japanese manga haul for the month of December for today, you guys. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's what I'm going to say for this one. Because I have to do this just in time for the holidays on Christmas, basically. I have gotten 5 of these manga titles that I have had to pick, though. There's only probably about, I believe there was 10 of those as well. Some of them I got mostly are from Shueisha, Shonen Weekly, Uesha, but now it's called Shonen Jump Comics. Some of them were from Super Jump Comics Deluxe, and most of them were from Weekly Shonen Sunday, or most of them were from Shonen Sunday under Shogakukan, because these are the ones that are in those Tankobon volume books as well. And it's going to be living in your manga collection, and like every manga to be added in the collection, because especially if you could recognize the name of by the title in Japanese, particularly, of how I can understand to learn over the facts, because I'm always wanting to figure out a way of how I can recognize the name of the title. That's why. Because it's technically Christmas, because I have to do this video. Silky smooth for you, though. Hope subscribe for content. Anime Plan, Patreon, links will be in the description down below. If you haven't seen my video where I did my brand new Otaku haul video that I did on the month of December, the link will be in the description down below if you want to check out the video at your leisure, if you like as well. And also be sure to smack the like button if you enjoyed the video, and also be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Let me know if you think as well, because it'll answer to that as well. And also be sure to click on the subscribe button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RurouniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel as a newcomer. Or especially if you're watching the channel, because I'm starting getting into the manga haul videos, as well as manga reading logs, and other different types of hobby ones I have when I do something that are more interesting, that's why. And also, be sure to smack the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified also as well for more latest updates, just to keep you updated. And keep it otaku for this video, because this is another Japanese manga haul video that I wanted to do that I haven't done until now. Wow, because I'm starting to have a lot of Japanese manga books that are printed in Japanese, because I have a feeling that I'm going to have a lot of those, that's why. This is RurouniK95 saying thank you for watching my video, and I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Hope you have a great day. This is RurouniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos. Take care. Bye.